The NBA just witnessed something that should terrify every other team in the league. While everyone was focused on blockbuster trades and max contracts, the Los Angeles Lakers quietly assembled the most dangerous finesse duo we've seen since Magic and Kareem. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't just about talent. This is about two players whose games complement each other in ways that could break modern NBA defenses. Luka Dončić, the 26-year-old maestro who's been carrying Dallas on his back for years, now with the Lakers finally has one of the key co-stars he's been waiting for. DeAndre Ayton, one of the most disrespected #1 overall draft picks in recent memory, who shoots 51% from mid-range better than most guards in the league. Most people see this as the Lakers getting two good players, but what they're missing is the chess match that's about to unfold. Because when you combine Luka's court vision with Ayton's finesse scoring, you don't just get addition, you get multiplication. But here's the problem for the other 29 teams. Nobody has figured out how to stop what's coming next. Because this isn't about overpowering opponents, this is about outsmarting them with the most sophisticated offensive system the Lakers have deployed since the Showtime era. And it all starts with understanding what finesse basketball really means in the modern era. Luka's preparing for this upcoming year in a way we have never seen before. He's looking for ripped than ever, and that means he's hungry and ready for action. Check him out here on the cover of Men's Health magazine, Watch Out World. It really feels like the Luka Dončić MVP season is loading. LeBron or no LeBron, more player additions or not, Luka and Ayton are about to bring it to the league this year. The Finesse Revolution? Let's talk about what makes this partnership absolutely lethal. Both Luka and Ayton are finesse players in a league that's obsessed with athleticism and power. But finesse doesn't mean soft, it means surgical. Luka doesn't beat you with speed, he beats you with timing. Watch how he operates in the pick and roll. It's not about explosive first steps, it's about reading the defense and making the perfect decision at the perfect moment. Now pair that with Ayton's approach. He's not trying to dunk on everyone like Shaq. He's picking apart defenses with footwork that would make Hakeem proud and touch that rivals any guard in the league. Since 2021, Ayton has attempted about 600 hook shots and made over 58% of them. That puts him right there with Jokic and Alperen Şengün, elite company for finesse big men. But here's where it gets interesting. In the last 5 years, Ayton has attempted 1,400 short mid-range jumpers and made over 51% of them. From long mid-range, we're talking 15 to 19 feet. He's shooting 47%, and think about that for a second. You have a 7-footer with a 7'6" wingspan, shooting nearly 50% from mid-range. Most elite mid-range shooters like DeMar DeRozan and Chris Paul hover around that 45 to 50% range. Ayton is doing it while shooting over smaller defenders who can't even contest his shot. Section 2. The pick and roll nightmare. Now let's talk about why this creates an impossible situation for opposing defenses. When Luka runs pick and roll with Ayton, defenses have to choose their poison. Option 1, play drop coverage. This is what most teams do against traditional centers, but Ayton isn't traditional. He just steps into that mid-range jumper that he makes at a 51% clip. That's basically a guaranteed bucket. Option 2, switch the pick. Now you've got a smaller defender on a 7-footer who can shoot over the top from anywhere on the court. Ayton can either post up the mismatch or step out for that deadly mid-range shot. Option 3, hedge hard and try to trap Luka. But here's where Ayton's finesse game becomes devastating. He can either roll to the rim with his elite finishing ability. Remember, he shoots 76% at the rim, third best among players with 1,000 plus attempts since 2021. Or he can slip the screen and find an open spot for that mid-range shot. The Lakers now have multiple options ready because they actually understand what Ayton brings to the table. This isn't just talent meeting opportunity. This is strategic brilliance. The vertical spacing revolution. But there's another dimension to this partnership that nobody's talking about: vertical spacing. Ayton isn't just a mid-range shooter, he's also one of the league's most dangerous lob threats. He moves remarkably well for his size, consistently getting behind defenders while rolling to the rim. He pairs that mobility with explosive vertical pop and a 7'6" wingspan. When it all comes together, you're looking at a massive radius as a lob target. Now imagine Luka's court vision feeding that. Luka has always been elite at finding big men. Just look at what he did with Christian Wood and Daniel Gafford in Dallas. But those guys couldn't space the floor like Ayton can. With Ayton, Luka gets the best of both worlds. He can throw lobs when the defense least expects it, or he can find Ayton floating around that free throw line area for those automatic mid-range looks. This creates what I call vertical confusion for defenses. They can't sag off Ayton because of his shooting, but they can't play him tight because of his lob threat. It's an impossible equation to solve. The organizational factor. Here's what makes the situation even more dangerous. Ayton is finally in an organization that respects his talents. In Phoenix, despite helping them reach the NBA Finals, there were constant questions about his effort and motor. In Portland, they literally bought him out rather than build around his strengths. But the Lakers aren't just any organization. They're a franchise with new ownership that's fully committed to winning championships. When you have ownership willing to invest in excellence, that changes everything for a player who's been disrespected his entire career. JJ Redick, the Lakers head coach, has already gone on record praising Ayton's abilities. He understands what Ayton brings, and he's going to build systems that maximize those skills rather than trying to force him into some traditional center mold. This organizational support is going to be huge for Ayton's confidence and performance. When you've been disrespected for years, and suddenly you're in an environment where everyone believes in you, that can unlock levels of performance nobody expected. Section 5, the championship equation. Let's talk about why this matters for championship basketball. In the playoffs, when games slow down and defenses get more physical, having a big man who can create his own shot becomes invaluable. Ayton's mid-range game is basically unstoppable in playoff basketball. You can't help off him because he'll make you pay. You can't guard him one-on-one because he's 7 feet 1 inch with elite footwork. And you can't double him because that leaves Luka with a 4-on-3 advantage. Meanwhile, Luka has been carrying Dallas and now the Lakers to playoff success for years without this level of talent around him. Now he has a legitimate center who complements his game perfectly. The combination of organizational support, elite teammates, and the motivation to prove doubters wrong is going to unlock a level of performance from both players that we haven't seen yet. The league-wide impact. Here's why this is a problem for the entire NBA. Other teams are going to have to completely rethink their defensive schemes. The traditional drop coverage that works against most pick-and-roll combinations becomes useless against Luka and Ayton. Teams are going to need more versatile defenders who can switch and recover. Or they're going to need big men who can step out and contest mid-range shots while still protecting the rim. That's a rare skill set that most teams don't have. The Lakers just forced every other contender to go back to the drawing board. How do you prepare for a duo that can hurt you in so many different ways? I'm calling it right now. This partnership is going to redefine what elite offense looks like in the modern NBA. We're going to see other teams trying to copy this finesse approach, looking for their own skilled big men who can space the floor and create their own shots. But here's the thing about finesse basketball. It can't be faked. You either have the touch, the footwork, and the basketball IQ, or you don't. Ayton has spent years developing these skills while being disrespected everywhere he's played. The Lakers didn't just sign a center, they rescued a talented player from organizations that never appreciated what they had. And that player is about to remind everyone why he was the #1 overall pick. The NBA has a Luka Dončić and DeAndre Ayton problem because this isn't just about two good players joining forces. This is about the perfect marriage of skills, system, and organizational support, creating something that other teams simply can't match. When finesse players work together like this, the results can be magical. The Lakers just assembled the most sophisticated offensive duo we've seen in years, and they did it while everyone else was chasing athleticism and power. The disrespect tour is over. The championship battle starts now. But here's what I didn't tell you at the start of this video. Everything we just discussed becomes completely meaningless if the Lakers can't stay healthy. There's one major concern that could derail this entire plan, and most analysts are completely ignoring it. The other is, what's the plan with LeBron James? If he stays, we have an instant contender, but if he doesn't, then we sure hope the Lakers get depth pieces to fill around Luka, because if anyone can carry a team to the finals, it truly is the one and only Luka magic. What do you think? Are Luka and Ayton about to revolutionize Lakers basketball? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more NBA analysis that goes deeper than the surface level takes you'll find everywhere else.